Hello everyone, today we're going to do something with this decoder. So I was rummaging through my parts bin and I found this decoder and I said, hey, that looks like a DCC decoder. Years ago I would do that. I would systematically take out all the DCC decoders and put them away and use a DC board instead. I didn't have any knowledge of DCC, but I learned a little bit every week, so I'm fairly confident now. I don't know if this works or not, but I've got an idea. I just happen to have a very nice E9, so we can try it out. There is a little bit too much solder on these contacts here, so I'm going to take my soldering iron and remove some of that. It really does look like a DCC board. Well, let's take a look at this engine. Looks to have all the inserts. Wow, New York Central, what a beauty. Let's see if this is going to refocus for us. It seemed to have been slightly weathered. Doesn't look too bad. The front coupler is not the correct coupler for this. And then mechanically though, drive wise seems to be mint. Does have a little bit of wear. Yeah, the rear coupler too is not the absolute correct coupler for this. But for the rear coupler it will do. To have all the ladders, that's good news. Looks to be, the two horns are there. Looks to be in good shape. So, perfect. Let's dig in. Okay, let's dig in. To open these, there's two tiny little slits. Once you know it, it's obvious, but there's two little slits under here that you have to get at, and they hold your engine in place. And I like to use a toothpick just to open them up. There we go. So I use my screwdriver to make some room, and then I'll come in with my toothpick. Just like the F7s and the PAs. And then once you have it, then that becomes obvious. And with the shell off like that, it's easy to work on the coupler. I think I'm gonna do that first. This coupler is actually not too bad, but it's way too long. Let's just compare the two boards. See if I can refocus this a little bit. So the two boards look pretty much the same. Wow, this locomotive looks mint. Really good shape. First thing I remove is this little pin. That, put your finger over it, because I have had them go flying, and when that happens, it's bad because you really need that pin to hold everything together. So put that in your box so you don't lose it. And then we can just remove this section here, the old board. And these contact strips, if they fall out, that's okay. I just clean them with my fingers. Actually, since I have this all apart, may as well clean it. We are going to put some Kapton tape on this before we put them back together. We'll do some lubrication on it. I don't do a lot of lubrication on these anymore. So you just release these. These release your trucks. And then we can go ahead and remove that little pin. That will remove the truck from the frame. This is a very good design. It's a good runner. I don't know if it can handle the sharp curves. My layout has very wide curves, so that's no trouble at all. Then we'll just clean this truck. Seems to roll fine though. These wheels are very dirty. That's probably why this engine was put on eBay to be sold, because probably there's enough dirt on there to keep the engine from running. So yeah, that's a lot of dirt, which is okay. I mean, if you're gonna spend the good money, a Kato engine is good money. If you're gonna spend good money on a locomotive, you may as well enjoy it and use it. So I'm glad somebody did, which gonna give it a second life there. There's your side frames. I'm gonna be washing this with some dish soap and my toothbrush. Same with the body. I'm gonna wash the body at the same time. And then I'll take a look at these wheels there. These are dirty. So I like to wash them with my cloth. I saw another very experienced model railroader the other day clean his wheels with the Minitrix brush. Minitrix has a brush that's designed to clean wheels. It does really quick work. So that's a possibility for you guys. If you don't want to take the engine apart, just use that. I like taking my, oh, look at how dirty that was. I just like taking my engines apart. So, because I get in there, if there's any hair, I can remove it. And also this is gentle. So that too. And then, so I clean them with my rag, and then I will re-clean them again with some dish soap and my toothbrush. But that looks much better already. Wow, look at that. It sure needed this. And these contact strips. If dirt gets in there, that will also block your electrical path, so your engine will stall. So I'll just take a look at them under magnification. Oh yeah, there was some stuff in there. Look at that. I found that, and then I found this. So that not necessarily gonna stop the engine from running, but it could stall it. So you can get in there and clean this up. Definitely won't hurt. The same way, I'll go around the wheel here. I'll go around the center section, make sure that everything's clean. But that looks okay, but it's still good to do it. So I washed everything. And now I'm ready to put everything back together. The wheels are interchangeable. They're all the same. So easy breezy lemon squeezy. And this was in pretty good shape. I didn't have to clean too much of bad stuff. It was still worth doing. The previous owner put a little bit of lubrication on the gears. I'm not going to be changing that. That's fine by me. So that, make sure you put it in the end caps for the contact strips. And there's two little pins up on here where it sits. So make sure you got them lined up properly. That looks pretty good. Actually, maybe not good enough. Anyways, I'll do it under magnification, double check everything. And then you can check it with your fingers. Make sure that everything rolls properly. This one, yeah, I'll reset this side. Not 100% happy with the way it was. Let's see how it rolls. Rolls nice and free. So that works. I'm gonna put the side frames back on. A little soap and water sure does a good job. it does something with the electrostatic barrier that holds everything, holds all the dust together. Oh, of course, I put it on backwards. The electrostatic barrier that holds dust, the water does something to it, and then gets rid of a lot of that stuff. And the side frames, the front truck doesn't have a coupler, so it's obvious which truck goes to the front and the back, but the side frames are the same, so that will go right in. So I'll do the exact same thing on the other side. I am not a DCC expert, but I can tell you one thing. Doesn't matter if it's DC or DCC. If you have dirty wheels, it's gonna make it hard to work. Although, from what I know from DCC, it sends full power to the track. So that means that you have less chances of stalling, more chances of the information getting to the decoder. Some of that stuff, was well done. And DCC is not new, and technology has progressed a lot since then. But I don't think they're going to change the basic workings of it. There you go, squeaky clean. Some work on this coupler. So this little holster, you have to pry it out from underneath. I'll take it out, show you the pins. There's two little pins there that hold it in place. And this is your spring. I'm going to try to find a similar coupler, but just a little bit shorter. I could use this as the second unit, for my my passenger train, but today it's going to be the first unit, so I'm going to try to find a similar looking coupler. Just testing out my motor, see if it works well, if there's any noise. Looks pretty good. And then I just put one drop of oil on the worm gears, and that's it. That's all you need. These are meant to be easy for the people at the factory to put back together. And there's a super cool video about the Big Boy and the Kado factory that you can watch. And the people actually look happy to work there. And the facility is super clean. So nice to see. So nice to see where these things are made. And that's that. We're gonna work on the contact strips. Now these, you have to put some Kapton tape on those, because your decoder cannot touch the track. The frame here is insulated, doesn't have any electricity on it, but these strips are full track power, so you don't want the motor to contact this strip. So you have to put some Kapton tape on it. So we'll just measure that out, and we'll put some Kapton tape. Now I'm going to measure, mark the area with my Sharpie of where I want the Kapton tape to be. And then I'll just fold this over, and that will protect my decoder. Then I just come in with my scissors, and I'll cut this flush, just like that. Perfect. So as you work on this, your contact strip must be nestled between this little bar here and these two little pins. So make sure it's under that. And then this pin helps you locate it so it doesn't go that way. So that's what that does. Then I can bring in my board. I just have to spread out the two motor leads. Spread these out, and then nestle the board under these two contact leads. Now we're going to be able to find out what type of decoder this is. In fact, I think that is going to be the title of this. How to find out which brand of decoder you just bought from eBay or anywhere. A train show, doesn't matter if you buy a used engine. How to find out what brand of decoder you have. Just put together that last little holster pin for the two contact leads, and now we can go on the track, find out if even it's a DCC decoder or not. Okay, I'm using my NCE power cab, and the power is on and it's not making an ugly noise, so that's good news. It is a DCC decoder. Now to find out if it's any good, so I go on the program track, and that will contact the decoder. So enter, and then we'll just do standard for now. So manufacturer 129. See, now I can go on the internet and find out what is the manufacturer and then get the instructions for that. And then decoder version 51. It seems to be responding. Setup address, yes. Default address 003, perfect. Activate this address, yes. Then long address was never programmed, so enter 4049, which you could really write what you want, but I prefer to have the cab number. Activate this address, yes. And then we're going to skip everything else. Enter no, so just enter everything else. We'll just skip, escape. Then let's see if it's going to move forward. Oh yeah, sweet. Headlight on or off. Wow, that was easy. Turns out it was a really good decoder. Perfect. Well, that was kind of lucky. I am going to go find out what type of decoder this is. So it's Digitrax. So Digitrax is an excellent decoder. I'm going to run it just a little bit, just to make sure, and then I guess I have to put the shell back on. Beautiful. I've discovered that I like to run my engines on 128 speed steps. So I can just have them crawl and then accelerate very slowly, which to me is more realistic if you're pulling, especially if you're pulling a heavy train. So I keep discovering stuff about DCC, but you can get very gradual acceleration. All that's left to do is put the shell back on. This front coupler here, I'm gonna have to order some from Kado directly. I don't have a proper coupler to put on there. And now it's time to run some trains. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly had fun making it for you. See you soon.